Hi, it's Corinne for the Cut at Home Design team, and today we are making a Father's Day card. You saw a picture of the finished card, so I'm just going to walk you through how to make this. The first thing I'm going to do is go over the pieces that you need to cut, and I will have all of this again reiterated and listed on Cut at Home's blog, so check the description box for a link and you'll find a list of all the measurements on the blog. The first piece you're going to need, and I put it on a darker card base because when we put it together it'll be easier to see. This is going to be your base piece. It's 5.5 by 4.25, which is the size of a standard A2 size card. And when we're done adhering our pieces to this, we will adhere this to a card base, and that'll be the base of our card. So again, 5.5 by 4.25. You're going to need a shirt piece that is 5.5 by 4.5. You need to take the shirt piece that is 5.5 by 4.5 and cut off 1 1/4 inch from one of the sides. When done, this is what you'll be left with. Then on the 1 1/4 inch side, cut down 1/2 inch off of that. And this is what you'll be left with. So now we want to glue these two pieces to our base piece. I'm going to use wet adhesive. Let's start with the shorter side because we're going to overlap the larger side over that. So on this one, you don't want to glue all the way up to the top. We're going to be folding it over. Here's my example. So you don't want to put glue all the way to the top. You can add a little glue later if you'd like. So I'm just going to add glue 3/4 of the way up, and I am going to add it to the very bottom there, and I'm going to position this right to the left side of my card and adhere that down. And just go ahead and line it up with the left side. On this side, you can add glue to the entire height of the card and the bottom. And align that to the right side of the card. It will be overlapping slightly to your smaller piece. So press that down, make sure it's adhered well. Okay, now we want to take this piece and fold it over. So we're just going to roll that and adhere it down. I'm going to just kind of get it where I want. Just kind of press it in place. And I'm going to add my glue just to the tip of that and hold that down. I am also going to add a little bit of glue here. I don't want to go all the way up to the top because it looks better if it looks like the shirt is slightly open right here. So I just added a touch of glue right to this midsection there. Now the same thing on this. We want the points to meet right at the same place. So go ahead and fold this over. And now with this one, go ahead and press it down. Let it go over the edge. Flip it over and cut the excess that is hanging over. Just cut it straight using your card base as your guide. Okay? So now here we have the front of our card. I think I will go ahead and add a piece of, or a dot of glue right here, but I'm going to kind of roll this out a little. I don't want it perfectly straight. I want to give it a little bit of character. So I'm just adding a touch of glue right to that piece there and adhering that down all the way to the edge. You want it to go all the way to the edge. Hold that in place for a moment. And now if you want, you can go ahead and add a tiny bit of glue right here. Mine's actually pretty well glued down, so I'm going to leave it as it is. And there's our card base. For our bow, I am going to be using the envelope punch board. If you do not have an envelope punch board, I do have a video showing how to make a bow by hand without using a punch board. So check the description box for that. You're going to need two pieces. You're going to need a piece that is Again, 4 by 1 inch. And for the bow tie bottom piece, you're going to need a piece that is 2 by 1 inch. So for the 4-inch one, you want to go ahead and place it at your 2-inch mark, which is halfway, and punch the notch out. And this is what you will end up with. Go ahead and flip it all the way around. Do the exact same thing. Line it up at your 2-inch and punch it. Now the next thing we want to do is notch out partly these corners. You don't want to do a full round corner. We're just going to notch them out. So we're going to take the corner, find the very center piece, the center or the middle of our punch board, which there is a V going right there. It's going to be right next to that. This doesn't have to be perfect, but it's easy to see. Just line it up right in the middle there and punch it. Okay, and that's what it's going to give us. Flip it over, do the exact same thing. Line it up in the middle, punch it. Now we want to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. Punch it, flip it over, and punch it. Okay, so here's the starting of our bow. For the bottom piece, the bow tie, we're just going to add this notch in the middle here so it matches up. So this is a 2 by 1, so it's 2 inches long. We want to put it halfway in, which is at the 1-inch mark. Okay, so here's my 1-inch mark on this side. Go ahead and place it in there and punch it. Flip it over, do the exact same thing. Line it up at your 1-inch and punch. So let me set this aside. Now for this, the easiest way to put this together is by using either your scissors or a bone folder and just kind of crease the paper. Just kind of break up those fibers in the paper. Okay, and then go ahead and add some glue right to the center and adhere these two sides down, meeting in the middle. And hold them there for a moment until the glue adheres. Okay, and now we simply want to glue it to the center. Adding a little more glue and just holding it down in the center. Make sure, yeah, I have it perfectly centered. You're going to just match up those 2 notches. So once that's adhered well, you will need another piece. Well, that's up to you. You can put something in the center like an enamel dot if you wanted to do that. Excuse my arm. Just to finish off your bow tie, whatever you want to do. But to wrap a piece around, you're going to need a matching piece of paper that is 1/4 inch by 1 inch. So I'm going to just cut this to 1 inch. It's already at 1/4 inch. Okay, so now again, just add some glue to the center of your bow. Place this on approximately in the middle, and then wrap it around and glue it down. So I'm going to wrap the top part first, adhere it down, and wrap the back part. I like to use a little clothespin or something to hold it in place while it's drying. But here is our bow. Here is another one that I made previously out of black. So these are super simple to make and quick. If, like I said, you don't own an envelope punch board, check out the description box for how you can make these similar just by hand. So I'm going to put the video in fast play. Check out Cut at Home's blog for all these measurements listed, and I'll have lots of photos to walk you through how to make this project. And I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment.